Hi, Melissa.
Hello.
Hello. Eric, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Can you hear us, Melissa? No.
I think she was just joining. So
Oh,
how's it going?
super.
Super.
Yourself?
So, well, I'll say something when we get started.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, good. I can hear you. Yay.
You're
Sorry,
very,
I'm on
Yeah.
two places. I guess I don't need to be.
you're very echoey though. It sounds like you're in a, not echo chamber, but try it again.
Hang on.
This is good to be on the other side and see how it's working.
Hang on.
We're calling from the other side.
Right? I can't get that up. Let me try this. How
All
does
right.
that? Is that better?
It's a little bit better, but it's very interesting. We really got to get that downstairs worked on.
Well, I don't have the owl up. I have just
Oh.
the computer. Yeah,
Oh.
I didn't do the owl.
Oh, okay, yeah. And I think Gabe is joining us from afar.
Okay. I'm gonna, oh, she may be because, oh, that's interesting.
She said she wasn't going to be in town hall.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I guess we could go ahead and get started, right?
We
It's
could.
fine. And then when she joins, okay, so, oh, here she is now.
No, that was me.
Oh, that was you.
That's
Okay.
the other computer.
No, it's a second, Melissa.
Yeah, sorry.
Melissa's cloned.
Really?
I want to turn, I'll turn one of these cameras off because I have to share with one. So let me get this one off.
Okay.
This one comes off. That'll be the sharing computer. There we go.
Okay. All right. We all set?
Yes,
So you started the meeting, Melissa.
I did.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Today is Thursday, January.
Recording in progress. Sorry. Okay, why is there an echo? Give me 1 second.
Okay.
It's the two computers.
No, can't hear you.
How's that?
That's better.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm calling the meeting to order. Today is Thursday, January 9th, 2025. This is a special meeting of the Shutesbury Selectboard. And it is a hybrid meeting. Melissa's in Town Hall and Eric Stocker and Rita Farrell are participating remotely. So we have just one item on the agenda this evening, and that is to discuss the adoption of a new job description for the administrative, what we're calling the administrative assistant now, formerly the administrative secretary, and then just to give the go-ahead on advertising that position. So Melissa, I'm going to hand it off to you. If you could just put up the, I know that the personnel committee reviewed the job description.
It did.
There were a few edits to the one that we, that the select board had drafted. So if you could put that up, then we can just.
I'm doing that now.
Okay.
One moment. Do. The one. I should have had this prepped. I'm sorry.
Okay. But while Melissa's getting that up, I just wanted to mention to the both of you, I know we had contemplated changing annual town meeting to May 10th. We talked about that on Tuesday night. Subsequent to that, Grace, who we probably should have consulted before we should have consulted her before we started discussing this. So we have a bylaw now that sets the date. And
Oh.
so anyway, so we have to go back to April 6th unless there's some really compelling reason. I mean, it's only 2 weeks later. So-
I think in that, wasn't there a provision in there that allowed it to be changed?
Yeah, Grace thought that it was just in the case of like an emergency or something.
Well,
Yeah, I
funding
thought
is an emergency.
what's that?
Funding, not knowing what your funding is. an
Yeah.
emergency.
The only other problem is when she sent out the street listing, I mean, I didn't even look at it, to be honest with you, we just filled it out, but she said she mentioned that the town meeting was going to be on the 26th. So maybe what we should do is just put it on the agenda again for Tuesday night, so we all have a little time to think about it. I know Paul Lyons said he had gotten back to me and he said the 10th wasn't ideal for him. He could do it, but it wasn't ideal. So, and I when I talked to Gabe today, she said that that the 17th, the 24th, none of those, the 2 following Saturdays worked for the finance committee. So anyway, that's what all right. So I'll just ask Gabe to add that and we can finalize it. We can talk a little bit more about it Tuesday night and then finalize it.
Okay,
That sound good?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so can you tell us what Melissa, can you tell us what the personnel committee, the changes that they made?
Yes. So, oops, I'm sorry, I just clicked off of it. This is the draft that they had.
Okay,
Hold on one second. Let me it's the one that I sent to you guys. I'm gonna open it so we can actually edit if we want to. Live edit. We do well that way. So I'm gonna share it again. Okay, there we go. So there's a few highlights here. I'll walk us through those and we can make decisions as we go. The first one, the committee liked it. There's a few changes of language, moving a couple of sentences around just to make it sound a little bit different. In intent was still there. So I'll walk us through this. So the first one was we normally, or in the past, had not put the salary ranges on job descriptions. So they had suggested to take this off. I told them I'd come back and ask you guys what you preferred. So if we'd like to leave the salary range on, the salary range certainly will go into the ad, of course, but traditionally we don't have the salary ranges here on the.
yeah, I think we could keep it off because, if it changed to, then you change the job description. So take the whole line off. Yeah, that makes sense.
So we'll take that up. Okay. And then a little further down, this was the one thing that the highlight that I had for the OneDrive is I like to think about, rather than saying OneDrive or Google Drive, just adding the location, the select location of file management. We could put as an example of OneDrive or Google Drive in there.
Yeah,
But it may
I have
not
that
always
highlighted
be
as-
Google Drive.
yeah.
It could easily change. Or
Yeah.
yeah.
Would we just say shared folder or is that too big?
Yes.
Say shared folder?
Yeah.
And that could cover a variety of.
Shared folder. Shared
What
yeah,
folder?
shared folder. Yeah, web folder. That's great.
Yeah.
And do we want an example here or no?
No,
I'd say a shared folder, so, and put an A between two and
Oh, yeah.
shared.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
A shared folder. The other one here is, the maintains confidentiality while working on, it changed the sentence that was there. Also talking about confidentiality, this just kind of fit with the other bullets to keep the same verbs going. So are you guys okay with maintains confidentiality with working with records of sensitive matters?
yeah,
I'm okay with that.
All right.
Yep.
Take that out, leave that. We added in a couple of ands into maintains monthly calendar bullet here, but and maintains internal calendar for building use. And the next bullet, the same thing, closures and holiday postings.
okay.
Okay. Right there. The next item was a little bit more of a significant change. There was a couple here, the assembles and distributes newsletter was and coordinates newsletter submissions and manages bulk mailings. The coordinates newsletter was down below assembles and distributes town newsletter. So, and we reworked this sentence a little bit. So does the sentence coordinate newsletter submissions for town departments, volunteer boards and committees, and maintains publication schedule? Does that work for you too in this location? With the bulk mailings ahead, they're not always, bulk mailings are not always the newsletter. And if you guys are okay with that sentence.
I think that's okay.
Okay, Rita?
Shit.
Would you like it a little different? Is that better? Can you see it better? Can you hear us, Rita?
I'm not hearing Reed anymore.
I'm not either. Hang on, let me text her and ask her.
You disappeared. I know.
We can hear you, we just can't see you.
I know. I'm
Okay.
here.
Okay.
I'm gonna log back on.
Okay. We see you. I can't see. Oh, here she is. There she is. And she's muted.
You're muted, Rita.
Mute. All right. Oh, God.
Nice.
Sorry.
It's okay.
All right.
So were you guys okay with the newsletter sentence as it states? Rita, do you need me to read it? I
Yes.
know you're using you're okay
Yep.
with that?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll pop that one off of highlight. Then the next one was the ABCC one was a little, for us, it made sense because we've been dealing with that for the personnel board didn't. So this whole section was sort of rearranged in that bullet that says handles requests for renewals of commercial licenses and permits, collects records and forwards instead of transfers fees to the treasurer, prepares license related annual reports, which was an addition. The it did state prepares annual reports. But in this bullet, it refers to the licenses, so ABCC has an annual report.
Okay.
So we use license related in this bullet because it fit with this,
Right.
should instead, right, instead of the annual reports. If you guys are okay with that.
Yep.
Okay. The next part is, and there's a formatting thing I'll have to go back to. Prepares weekly town invoices for town administrator approval. I don't remember what it had said prior, but, it had, we shortened it to prepares weekly.
Okay.
Just to stay with the verbs that were under that, if that's okay with you.
Yep.
And then at we've learned a lot of grammar in our personnel board and, as we go through, so, the next bullet for maintains complex building, files and special assignments, we had IE, because that made sense to all three of us,
Yeah.
but it's EG for an example.
Okay.
And rather than spelling out PFAS, because there's a lot involved in
Yeah.
that one little
Yeah.
acronym, we added the word water.
Yeah.
PFAS
Yeah.
water project, as the example.
Yeah, it's
And
good.
then there's a question here at the high school diploma. The personnel board wondered if we wanted to add some based on the task list and the items above. If we thought that some college or coursework would be preferred for this particular position. So not knowing that exact answer for myself, I did a little bit of research.
Mm-hmm.
Usually what I found, the majority of admin assistants usually only have high school diploma listed as a requirement. A few of them had specialized training, but those were really specialized trades that person would be in, and not just a general thing like ours. So I don't know how you guys feel about that. I think I'm okay with saying a high school diploma.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I was just trying to think of like, would you want anybody with an associate's degree or specialized training, who had, let's say somebody had taken courses so that they could do Excel and that they knew all the computer. Do we have anything about computer proficiency?
We do.
Proficiency with micro, okay.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
That's when I started
Okay.
thinking about it too. We did list some definite skills down below.
Yeah. So do we want to say like a minimum? Oh, does this say a minimum high school diploma or general education degree?
We could put minimum in front of
Is a
it.
minimum requirement or is a minimum requirement?
Yeah.
Right.
We can certainly add that.
Yeah.
Eric, what do you think? Okay. So, minimum, do you want to do it at the beginning? Minimal requirement is a high school diploma, or list it and then put it at the end and say
We put it at the end. Yeah. I think it's just, we just want to say that's the minimum, if you have something greater and you're qualified, great. If you have a high school.
Yeah, that's true. It could, that implies you could, yeah, it's a minimum
Yeah.
requirement. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it minimal or minimum?
I just put minimal, but I'm happy to go either way as my fingers were typing.
It doesn't matter.
We can put minimum. It probably sounds
Yeah,
better.
minimum.
Yeah, it seems to me it does.
All right, we'll take off that highlight. Oops. I have a rogue highlight. I'll fix that after. Okay.
Going down to that line about proficiency with Microsoft Office, shouldn't the word as be is required?
Yes. Nice catch. Yes, that is required. So the rest of this was was okay, by the personnel board. So did you
Great.
guys have any other things you wanted to add? I did.
Just that,
Okay.
that sentence about physical demands, if you scroll it down a little bit, it seemed like I recall it being kind of a funny sentence, like
Which one?
physical demands go down to the bottom of what's on
Oh,
the
yes,
page.
we fixed it, I think. Before we move down there, I had mentioned something about, like a customer service background, knowing this person will be the person who likely,
mhm.
right?
Right.
And then as the personnel board start talking about it, like what is customer service, but we have them all listed, interpersonal skills, ability to communicate, you know.
Right.
That's more something you might look for on a resume to know they have this,
Right.
rather than
Right.
use it as a, right, so.
Right.
Minimal demands. Oops, went too far.
Physical
The,
demands.
the sentence I was worried about was the employee must occasionally lift and move up to 25 pounds, occasionally more. What's more, 200 pounds? I mean,
No. So this is we have to talk about that too. So when I had read this in the last, when I read it, I had a similar sentence in my job description when I worked for my prior employer and my current employer. So if this person is going to lift bottles of water are 40 pounds. And boxes of paper are 40 pounds or more. So.
And you need to put it in there. And so I think leaving occasionally more is in there, because people could claim
They're
that
only
never
required.
told us that I was going to have to move and I hurt my back.
Right.
So I think it's appropriate
So
to
it's a 25 be 40, if in fact that's what we know they're gonna be lifting that, right?
We
Occasionally
could
lift
put a
and move
range.
up to,
We could put a range. You could put 25 to 40 pounds, right? You could put a range in there.
Yeah.
Mine had a
Why don't we
range.
just do that, 25 to 40 pounds? I have to leave in about 5 minutes, guys.
Okay.
yeah, me too.
All right, I'll type that out. Hang on one second.
Okay.
We're almost done. And that's really it. There was no other changes.
Can we just go back very quickly to the part about the ABCC, that one
Yeah.
there? It just seemed to me there was a little awkward language there, like let's see.
Oops, sorry.
Every question,
Jumping on me. I made it too big.
I mean, it's sort of like it has that first paragraph about handles requests, and then it goes to alcoholic beverages. I mean, there's no whatever. I mean, handles requests maybe should say including alcoholic beverages, entertainment and business like, you know what I mean? There's no verb there. It's just alcoholic beverages and entertainment and business, but there's no verb to that to me. There's no verb to that dot or that AB part there.
Because the verb is in the bullet, and then it just is telling who you handle requests for.
I guess so. It's
Yeah.
I would just say,
Eric,
yeah,
we could wordsmith this thing to death, but ultimately, it communicates what needs to be
yeah,
communicated.
that's true. Okay, all right. My mother, the English teacher, will, she's long past. Yeah, okay, good. I'm all for it.
You're good. And I think
Yep.
that was the last thing on our list.
Okay.
There. So I did add this one small thing because I think we should have this little piece at the bottom of all these job descriptions. Kind of gives a little history of it.
That's great.
That was
Okay.
me doing that, but I knew we would talk about it tonight. So, so I guess then at this point, I'll take out the other things and make sure it's all formatted.
Yeah, so you take out the salary range on the left there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And otherwise, do we feel good about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is great.
And I do have to apologize. I did not get the job posting done, but I'll have it for Tuesday so we can do that and then post it. Because we'll want to decide where we post it probably too.
Well, I think we could decide where we want to post it. I think Gabe or you could do it, and it's pretty straightforward. It just comes from here. I don't feel like we need to review it.
Okay.
I think we can just go out. Are you good with that, Eric? too.
Yeah,
It's sort of
Okay,
Make
so
sure
similar.
yeah, Gabe and
Geneva's-
I will work together, get that out
Yeah.
then. Yeah,
Yeah, that
make
would
sure
be good.
Geneva sees it.
yes.
Well, we just want to get it out as soon as
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
Rather not
I
wait till
agree.
Tuesday. So
Okay,
we
so
can-
I'll work with her to get this out tomorrow.
Yeah. So
or-
Indeed,
Yep.
Gabe, do you think did Indeed yield some resumes?
She's not on. Yes, it
Oh,
did. I
it
think
did,
there was,
okay.
last time I looked, there was 4.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
So I don't know if more have populated.
So I think we should do Indeed. I think we should probably put out a town announce.
I think
And
so.
I'm not sure who knows how to do that, but uh,
I do know Gabe, well, between Gabe and I know Kristen and Mary Ann know how to do that, so.
so I mean, I can help with that tomorrow if if we want somebody else to, so that you wouldn't have to do it, Melissa, since you're doing
Well,
it.
I have tomorrow off, so.
Oh, you do? Wow.
Yes, other than the massage appointment at noon.
Okay, all right, great. Yeah, because
Can I ask a real quick question? Who knows how to post a meeting? Like we have a meeting now for the search committee, a date, but I can't post it. I'm not, whatever. I haven't been blessed with the
Oh,
posting
okay.
abilities.
I do know how to post.
Okay,
right.
great. What
I
is the
will-
date, Eric?
What's that?
What is the date?
The 16th, Thursday,
Great.
the 16th.
That's great.
Okay. So
Oh.
I'll send you an email, Melissa, or something, just tell you how to,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, and if
'Cause
you
I
have an
was-
agenda item or something.
okay. All righty.
Eric, do you have an agenda for it, or maybe Gabe can work on that?
No, I don't have one, but
Okay,
I assume it's the organizational meeting. I don't know, there has to be
Yeah,
more agenda
maybe.
than that.
yeah. I had some ideas. I'll send them along to Gabe. How's that? So it should get posted, maybe with a little bit more detail, because you might vote on some things at the organizational meeting. So,
Right.
also, I was just going to mention, and I was going to send the suggestion to Gabe, about what should be sent out to everybody before that meeting. So in
Right.
preparation for the meeting, because there are things everybody should review.
And the
Right.
confidentiality form needs to be signed and
Right, we have
collected
to
at
make
that first one, yeah.
Yeah, so
So
why
we should
don't
put that on the agenda. So,
I'll
so
send a list to Gabe. How's that?
that's
make-
of what should be on the agenda.
Yes, Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I
And
can get the
then-
meeting posted and just put, call to order and those general things, so there's something on there.
right.
Right. Okay. Thanks. All right. That sounds good. I'll send you the details, but that's, well, I'll tell you the details. The details are, it's in the morning. Oh, at 9 o'clock in the morning on the 16th.
Perfect. That's great.
Perfect.
Excellent.
So Melissa, you'll do that with Gabe then? So I'll just send stuff to Gabe?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do that in the morning, first thing.
Sounds good.
All right.
All
Okay.
right.
I don't think there's anything else. So, so we'll just, get the notice out now once it's written, and, hopefully we can hire somebody soon.
That would be good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Do I
Right.
hear a motion do we vote? Do we vote?
Oh,
to-
no, we had not taken a vote. Do we
Okay.
hear a motion to
Yes,
approve the admin assistant, a job description and go forward with hiring? or
okay.
Posting?
You made that motion, and I'm gonna second it.
Okay,
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Stalker eye.
Farrell, aye. Okay, great.
All right.
Oh, so the last thing I started to say that, yeah, we'll put the town meeting back on the agenda for
Yeah.
for Tuesday.
Sounds good.
And that's our next meeting is next Tuesday,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
And then we go
Yeah.
back to our normal.
Then we go
schedule.
back to bi-weekly.
All right. Okay.
All right,
right.
guys, thanks. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a good evening.
You too, bye-bye.
Bye.